You might be worried about debt. I always say, if you owe the bank $500,000, you've got a problem. But if you owe the bank 50 million, they have the problem. And then a very interesting thing happens. The banks call you and they say, hey, how would you like to come to lunch today? It's on us, of course. And you think to yourself, man, that's the second time in a month they've invited me to lunch and they keep paying. Why do banks want to take you to lunch when you owe them $50 million? And the answer is no, it's not to make sure you're still alive. It's because they've received another lump of money and they want to offer it to you before they go to the general public. Why do they want to offer it to you? Because you always pay the mortgage on time. You're a guaranteed deal. Someone new off the street, they don't know if they'll pay.
I don't know about this. I think this is a bit of bullshit, to be honest. Whether you owe 500,000 or 50 million, sure, you're going to be in a slightly different category. You're probably going to be a part of the private bank as opposed to the general bank. You might get some slight differences in service, how you're looked after, etc. But for a lot of these lenders, 50 million bucks still is not a lot of money. A lot of these banks are lending to mega corporations, mega developers, and 50 mil, still a lot of dough, but when we're talking large developments, it doesn't get you very far. They could be lending 500, a billion, a few $1 billion. This is just in Australia. Then you go to the US, they're probably lending tens of billions, sometimes hundreds of billions of dollars. Sure, the concept behind this, if you have more debt, you will get looked after a little bit better. If you speak with the bank, you will get probably preferential treatment, but it's less about how much debt you have with a lender and more around how you communicate. So if you've got $500,000 worth of debt, you've got an issue, you can't pay your mortgage, you lose your job, whatever it is, the worst thing you can do is not communicate with a lender. The best thing you can do is to call and speak to the bank or speak to the lender, whoever it is, and be open and transparent, because banks want to help. As much as people may think that's bullshit, banks want to help you. Banks don't want to see people default. They don't want to take houses off people, because the last thing a bank wants is their name slapped on the front cover of the Sunday Telegraph or any of the other newspapers saying ANZ or CBA or whoever it is takes home off young family and leaves them homeless. They don't want to do that. They want to work with you. We saw that during COVID and all these times where they've allowed you to do loan stops and freezes, which at the end of the day doesn't help them. It helps the consumer. They are public companies and they want to have a good face to the public market. Regardless if you've got 50 million, 500,000, 5 million or 5 billion, communication is key with lenders. They will want to work with you. And if you can't get the answer out of the lender that you're with right now, then go and seek other lenders. Go and speak to a good mortgage broker. And there is always a solution out there. It just has a price attached to it.